Welcome everybody to Wayland Gymnasium Bob Hoffman Court on senior night. We are going to recognize 4 seniors tonight. We're going to turn it over to Chris Skinner to make those announcements, and then we'll get on with the action here between Fort Lewis College and the Mines, Colorado School of Mines ore diggers right here in beautiful Durango, Colorado. So I'm going to turn it over to Chris Skinner.
And now, Fort Lewis College Athletics and Skyhawks women's basketball would like to recognize our 5 graduating seniors for their tireless work and contributions to Fort Lewis College on and off the court. First, this year's student assistant coach, Beck In. Beck, accompanied by her parents, Rachel and 2 kids, and her partner, Alexa Milan, has been a student at FLC for 4 years. Beck graduates this spring with a double major in sociology and English, along with minors in coaching and history, and is also a member of the Skyhawks cheerleading team. Beck's favorite memory as a Skyhawk is getting to experience college with her childhood best friend, Alyssa Adams. Coach Harris said of Beck, Beck has been so instrumental to the culture and success of our team. She is very talented and will be a transformational head coach in the future. We have been so lucky to have her on staff this season. After graduating in May, Beck will start a full-time position at the Four Corners Rainbow Youth Center, a nonprofit youth center for LGBTQ+ youth here in Durango. On behalf of Skyhawks Athletics, thank you for all your contribution to women's basketball and the entire campus in your time here. Up next, a forward from Rigby, Idaho, number 34, Caitlin Bell. Bell, accompanied by her parents Tracy and Derek and siblings Shaylin, Brooklyn, and Chase, has played in all 26 games in her lone season with the Skyhawks. A graduate student transfer, Bell has put up career numbers in her final season of basketball. She is shooting 44% from the field and has reached double digits 6 times this season. The Idaho native is averaging 5.3 rebounds per game this season and has recorded double-doubles in a pair of Skyhawks wins. Coach Harris said Bell, a year isn't enough with KB, but we are grateful for the time she's had in our program. We were a perfect fit for each other, and it makes me so happy to see her have so much joy in the game of basketball this season. Bell graduated in 2022 with a bachelor's degree in kinesiology. Her favorite memory of her time at FLC has been spending time with the team and hitting the town. Thank you, Caitlin, for all that you've done for Skyhawks basketball. Up next, a forward from Albuquerque, New Mexico, number 30, Brooke McGee. McGee, accompanied by her mother, Rhonda McGee, has played in 52 games during her 3 seasons as a Skyhawk. After battling injury early in the season, McGee has come back to play in 19 games this season. Last season, the Albuquerque native had a career-high 14 points versus South Dakota Mines and 10 rebounds against CSU Pueblo. Coach Harris said of McGee, Brooke has been a steady example of hard work every day the last 2 years. Her calming influence and perseverance has helped our program and will help her be a leader in her next chapter of life. McGee will graduate in May with a degree in exercise physiology and a minor in nutrition. She plans to work for a year in an occupational therapy clinic before going to occupational therapy school to earn her doctorate. Her favorite memories as a Skyhawk have been the team bonding moments and earning academic honors because it has shown that she's more than just an athlete. Thank you, Brooke, for all that you've done for Skyhawk basketball. Up next, a guard from Edgewood, New Mexico, number 3, Alyssa Adams. Adams, accompanied by her parents and grandma, has been a 5-year member of the Skyhawks family. Adams has played in 94 career games, starting in 56 while battling injuries, to total She has 495 points to her credit, including a career-high 22 points last season versus Southwestern Oklahoma. Coach Harris on Adams. Alyssa is a perfect example of how life is a circle. I remember watching her play as an 8th grader, and to get the chance to have coached her for 2 years has been so transformational. Alyssa has shown strength, compassion, love, and determination to be a true Fort Lewis success story. Adams will graduate in May with a degree in educational studies and notes her favorite memory as a Skyhawk is sneaking into the cafeteria with her teammates every morning after practice. Thank you, Alyssa, for all that you've done for Skyhawks basketball. Up next, a guard from Kayenta, Arizona, number 10, Taylor Nez. Taylor is accompanied by her teammates along and has played in 43 games during her 2 years with the Skyhawks. Nez had a season-high 9 points in the home opener, where the hit from the first 3 of the season for FLC. Nez has put up career marks on the field and from 3 throughout her final campaign. Coach Harris said of Nez, Taylor not only has given her all every day on the court, but she has really taught this program so much off the court about life and culture. She is a true inspiration to so many young women back home. Nez will graduate in May with a degree in exercise physiology and will attend Northern Arizona University in the fall for her master in athletic training. Her favorite memory as a Skyhawk has been meeting new people and spending time with her teammates who have become lifelong friends. Thank you, Taylor, for all that you've done for Skyhawks basketball.
That concludes the senior night activities for or event for the women's basketball team, Rick. We've got 4 seniors we'll bid farewell to from the men's team as well before we tip that one off. But it's time for the women to take center stage, and they've got a tough row to hoe, as they say back home. The only ranked team in the RMAC is in the house tonight, looking to finish off a run to – where are they at right now, Rick? You know how the conference breakdown goes.
So they're second in the conference right now. And
because of a tiebreaker, right?
Actually, no.
Or are they a game behind?
They're a game behind. 18-3 is Regis, 17-4 Colorado School of Mines.
Okay.
Regis has won 5 in a row, and Mines lost last night to Adams State.
Oh. Okay.
And that score was 64-60. And last time Fort Lewis and Mines met up in Denver, Golden, I should say, was January 27th of this year, and Fort Lewis got handed to them pretty good, 74-45.
Mm-hmm.
After that, Fort Lewis started playing well. They sort of got on a run for a while, and there was some talk for a while about possible playoff implications for Fort Lewis, and things have just sort of gone south a little bit. They're losers of 4. Right now, Fort Lewis sits number 12. But, you know, you like to sit here and say, well, gosh, Adams State beat Mines. We were ahead through the half of the fourth quarter by 8.
Right.
Against Alamosa, Adams State. So who knows, right? You never know.
Well, fast start against this team. We've seen this team do it before. We're going to go ahead and break for the national anthem. Rick and I will be back in a minute.
this is that time of year starting with us. First, for the visiting coordinators. At guard, number 5, Ashley Stephen. At guard, number 22, Jessica Rios. At guard, number 23, Josephine Howard. At forward, number 30, Sandy Van Sickle. And at forward, number 44, Megan Vanderbilt. Mine is coached by Brittany Simpson in her 11th season, assisted by Taylor Flanagan and Leslie Seymour. And now, the starting lineup for your Fort Lewis College Skyhawks. A 5'8" senior guard from Antioch, New Mexico, number 3, Alyssa Adams. A 5'4" senior guard from College, Arizona, number 10, Taylor Ness. A 6-foot senior forward from Albuquerque, New Mexico, number 30, Brooke McGee. A 5'7" freshman guard from Chippewa, New Mexico, number 32, Lene and a 6'3" grab forward from Ridley, Idaho, number 34, Caitlin Bell. The Skyhawks are coached by Taylor Harris in his second season, assisted by Kylie Lawrenson. Officials for tonight's game are Travis Clark, Justin Mashburn, and David Montoya.
Never a doubt that Taylor Harris was going to start the 4 seniors tonight. 4 seniors alongside possibly the RMAC Freshman of the Year and Lene Billy, although she got off to a slow start last night. I'd like to see Lene finish strong. I know it's the seniors' night, Rick, but, man, I'd like to see her build some momentum going into her sophomore season.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, I always like this tradition where they start the seniors on the last night. They'll play them for the first little bit, and Fort Lewis wins the tip there. And I agree with you. Lene Billy, if she can go out on a positive note tonight, that'll just sort of propel her into next season. Alyssa Adams with a 3, a little bit off on that first shot.
I like seeing Alyssa take the shot early, though. But a 1 and done for the Skyhawks. Rios with it now for Mines. They swing it up top to Van Sickle. Now around the right side, that's Howery. Back left side, Rios. Van Sickle in the corner, dribbles up against Adams. The kick out to Stefik. Into the corner, bounce it down low, Van de Graaff. She passes up on the shot, the kick into the corner to Van Sickle. Right side, working against the shot clock, and Stefik, she's their leading scorer, over 13 a game, and she bombs from 25 plus there.
Well, she turned around, looked at the bench, and just sort of smiled because, you know, 2 seconds left on the shot clock, and she throws it up from 30.
Good opening defensive set for the Skyhawks. Goes for naught. Here's Lene Billy going to try and get a couple of them back. Boy, that's a tough finish by Billy around Van de Graaff.
Well, Van de Graaff is their second leading scorer with 13 a game. And nice rebound there by Lene Billy. Ashley Stefik, like you said, 13.1. Really sort of three players on this team, Stefik, Van de Graaff, and Van Sickle, are really the big ones that you have to worry about there. There's a tough turnover there. Good foul, actually, I think, by Fort
steal
Lewis.
by Rios. I think Mines was going to have a 4-2 break if Bell wouldn't have reached out and grabbed her. That entry pass to the high post from the top of the key, Rick, is a dangerous pass.
It's a dangerous pass, especially when you have a few players in that particular areas. Fort Lewis comes out in a zone, 1-2-2 zone here. Little
There's
matchup
Van
kind of
Sickle,
zone, actually.
Stefik, Van de Graaff. Howery from 3, that's off the mark. Rebound going to be tipped out of there, last touched by Bell. It'll be Ordigger basketball, the 16th ranked Ordiggers out of Golden, Colorado.
Yeah, they come in, they are second in offensive rebounds. They get almost 15 offensive rebounds a game, which is just crazy.
That's why they don't hesitate to throw it up.
Right.
I think they get an open shot and they shoot it because everybody then is rotating to the basket. This one's going to be off the Skyhawks. 11 on the shot clock. The inbounds up top to Stefik. Back into the corner, Van Sickle, and now Rios on a wing. They'll double her into the corner. Van Sickle launch at 3. That one's off the mark. Howery keeps the rebound alive.
Another offensive rebound for Mines. That's exactly what we were talking about. They get those long rebounds. From 3-point, they hit almost 8 per game. So they're not afraid to shoot the ball. There's another one. And that's nothing but net.
Stefik has taken 2 shots, and she's put them both right through the heart. Mines leads it 6-2, courtesy of the hot shooting of Ashley Stefik, a senior guard out of Fort Collins. Billy double-teamed, has to give it up, gets it to Bell, fires it down on a wing. Adams, she looks for a 3. That one's going to be short. Megan Van de Graaff out there with a hand in her face. It's a weird matchup, I think, for Alyssa. Maybe better off putting it on the floor there. We saw her do that quite a bit last night, get in the lane and be pretty effective.
That's a tough shot.
Van de Graaff over the top of Bell. There's a little cushion to Mines. They lead it now 8-2, 6:50 to go in the first period. They do find Bell at the high post. She tried to hand off to Billy, create a little space for herself, but Caitlin going to be called for the offensive foul.
Wow. Well, that was a good look at the basket, and I think if she would have given it to Lene Billy, that would have been a layup there. So something to put in your repertoire for later on in the game.
Save it for later. Stefik wants another 3. Can't believe we left her open, Rick. She's got 9 of their 11. And Colorado Mines out to a really, really fast start.
You know, that's a nice play there. That's a foul.
Yeah.
You got to let the player grab the ball, get control before you can contact him. And that we sort of saw this last night with the defense. There was just some breakdown in the defense where at times players were left wide open. And when you have somebody like Stefik that's such a prolific scorer.
Bell wants a 3. That's good.
That's a good shot.
Like seeing the senior with a nice moment on senior night. That's Nichols in the game for Mine. She loses it. Shelby Nichols.
Go. Oh, man.
6'1" senior. It's a hometown girl out of Golden, number 40. Bell matched up on her. Caitlin just hit that 3. Picks up her dribble there. Nothing to really do with it. Kick it outside to McGee. Brooke fakes the shot. Now puts it on the floor. Takes it in against Van Sickle and draws the foul.
Yeah, I think if Alyssa Adams could have gone coast to coast on that dribble, she could have got that player on her hip and driven to the basket because there was nobody after that first line. She was at that first line of defense at the free throw line. She would have put that player on her hip and probably could have scored on that or at least drawn the foul. You got to be aggressive when you go to the basket, and good job by Brooke McGee.
Yeah, McGee hits the first free throw. The Skyhawks seniors filling up the stat sheet early. We're not to the midpoint of the first period yet. Skyhawks trying to stay around. McGee misses the second free throw. Fort Lewis only down 5. Hot start, though, from Colorado Mines. They're going to have to slow them down sooner or later. Laura Lee Stock with it down low. Nice feed to Howery. Lays it up and in with the left hand.
Josephine
Howery sneaks
Howery.
around on the backside a lot. She's not very big, but I've seen her. She pulled an offensive rebound from over there. She sort of drops down when
There's another.
her defender has a tendency to be one to double team, and she recognizes it.
Well, so they've done this at least twice now where Fort Lewis has the high post come up to the top of the free throw line. They try to get that inlet pass, but because they double team the dribbler, mass substitution here, all they do is step in front of the post player that comes up to the free throw line. It's pretty basic, really. Nothing really fancy about it at all. And as soon as the point guard picks up their dribble, that's an end game right there, 13-6.
Siebert off the bench, the redshirt freshman from Parker, Colorado, knocks down the jumper. It's a 15-6 lead for Colorado Mines. Sorensen steps through a pair of defenders. Can't connect. The rebound ripped out of there by Nichols. Nichols to Siebert. Siebert picks up her dribble, guarded by Meisner. High post, 15-footer on the ways, in and out, no good. From Laura Lee Stark, the rebound to Gallery. Here come the Skyhawks on the run. Cervantes keeps it on a string, dribbles through the free throw line, into the corner. Meisner, fake the shot, triple teamed, kick out to Gallery. Sadie, no, it's Sorensen called for the 3-second violation.
All you got to do is take that shot from the outside, right? There was nobody there guarding you at all. Rather than take it to the basket, you can knock it 3 down. Take that shot. I mean, it's uncontested. And, then what happens is you end up, with a turnover on a 3-second call.
Now, I started to play this game a little bit last night, Rick. Let's go ahead and do it for the rest of this game. Last game of the season for the Skyhawks. Let's talk about it. I mean, that's Sadie. I'd like to see her be a little more comfortable taking that shot.
Sure.
For example, she does a really nice job at drill. She reminds me a bit of Sydney Candelaria with her ability to get downhill and go to the basket and even sometimes get off quality shots against taller players. But, yeah, you've got to be able to change things up a little bit, and I think that would be a nice thing to see in Sadie's repertoire when she comes back next year.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, I certainly like her play, and I like her aggressiveness because
she's gritty.
Does go to the basket. She's not afraid to do that. Sometimes her size is sort of like can be inhibiting when you're going to the basket, but she's aggressive. I would like to see her develop her outside shot more. That was a perfect example right there. But I like the play. I like the way she plays, and I like her mental attitude on the court.
Now, and before anybody gets bent out of shape about Rick saying that she's inhibited by her size, Rick is a fellow inhibited.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad thing.
No, it's something you can certainly deal with in basketball, and really good basketball players end up using that to their advantage.
Well, I mean, we got to be honest about the whole thing, right? When you're a 5'8", 5'9" player, and you're going in against players that are over 6 foot, 6'1", whatever. I mean, there's a size disadvantage. That's really all I'm saying. She can score on those people.
Right.
That's not the issue.
We've seen that.
Absolutely. So, if you're gonna go in there, you got to score. Know you're going to score and be aggressive, and she does that. I just like to see her develop her outside shot a little bit more. I like her as a player, though. I think she's the kind of player I could definitely.
Yeah, she's certainly
really enjoy watching.
A spark plug. Pair of fouls on either team there. Sorensen picked one up on a rebound, and then Suni Davis picked one up away from the ball on a screen. Here's Kate Gallery on the drive. Shot's no good. Follows it. Gets a rebound. Looks to put it back up, and Davis is going to pick up her second foul in about 10 seconds. Suni Davis, the freshman out of Fort Worth, Texas.
Stefik comes back in along with Howery.
Boy, they were dangerous.
Yeah.
In the early going. Vandegraff back on the floor as well.
I mean, the players that are out there right now are almost, with the exception of Billy, this is right now, this is the core of next year's team.
Right.
You take Lene Billy, you put her in, and you probably switch Cervantes or Meisner out. And this is the team that's probably, right now, is the starters for next year, right?
There's a
play.
steal from Sorensen. 1-on-3. Kelsey's going to go ahead and attack. Now she picks it up in the lane. Kick out to Evans. She didn't like the numbers. Evans in deep with the right hand is good.
And that's her
We've
game,
seen
right?
Avery be able to. Avery's another one. I'd like to see her develop that mid-range pull-up jumper or even be able to knock down a three a little more next year. But, yeah, the Skyhawks have got a couple of drivers, to be honest. And if they develop a jump shot to go along with it, that's just going to make them that much more dangerous.
Well, and how do you neutralize a player like that? You play zone, right? So they have to develop that outside shot in order to be more effective. Because what we saw last night with the men, Metro came out in a zone for a while thinking they were going to slow us down.
Right.
And you and I discussed it, and we're like, that's not going to last. Nice shot by Gallery.
Okay, Gallery knocks it down, cuts the lead all the way down to 3. Nice little run from the Skyhawks, a 6-0 run for Fort Lewis. They trail at 15-12. Under 3 minutes to play in the first period. Howery to Stefik. Boy, she's been hot. Siebert wants a 3. That's in and out, no good. Vandegraff, the offensive rebound. You talked about it, Rick. They sure do get a lot of them. And wow, does she muscle that one up.
Left-handed puts it in.
Vandegraff, one of their leading scorers. Cervantes on the run. She dribbles past a couple of defenders. Great bounce pass to Sorensen and one.
That's a great pass. Great play by Kelsey Sorensen on the right side of the basket. She always goes to the left. That was a great feed by Ember Cervantes.
Yeah, highlight reel stuff from the Skyhawks and Kelsey Sorensen at the stripe. Chance to pull Fort Lewis to within 2. Took us a while to get off the bus, as they say, Rick, but Fort Lewis, a nice little run here. Down by 3 after the miss.
I think as a team, there's probably 2 or 3 main areas that they really need to focus on, and one of those is they need to address the assist situation. So right now their assist to turnover ratio, where Mines is number 1, Fort Lewis is number 15, and they're like a third of more as effective as Mines is.
Gallery wants another 3.
Wow.
She got it. Skyhawks back to within 2 now, 19-17, under 2 minutes to play in the first, Rick. Looked like Colorado Mines was going to run away and hide with this one. The Skyhawks have roared back. Vandegraff, boy, is she strong, leans in. Good defense by Sorensen there, and a good rebound by Gallery to rip it out of there.
Gallery's having a good
She is having a nice start. Cervantes has played well since coming in as well. Ember picks up her dribble now, tries to work it back to Evans. Avery able to corral it at the timeline. Great play by Avery Evans to avoid the turnover, and now being ridden by the defender Rios. Evans picks up the foul, and I think we're in the bonus, Rick.
Already. Wow.
Minute 26 to go in the period.
If Fort Lewis can hang around, it's going to put some pressure on Mines, especially after that loss last night.
And I got to admit, I didn't even check that score before coming in.
Well, I mean, Adams is 4th in the conference.
Should have, sure.
That would have been a really great game to watch. Unfortunately, the men sort of blew it out last night against Adams State.
The Grizzlies.
And when we get to the men, we have this whole Hayden SID guy, sports communication guy. He broke down all of the different scenarios, what it's going to be in the playoffs.
Geeked out.
Oh my God, I loved it.
Geeked out on the RMAC postseason for us. So we'll bring that to you when we get to the men's game. Skyhawks have tied it up here at 19, under a minute and a half to go in the women's game.
I'm digging the geeky stuff, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's like I'm not even here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Hayden and I, man, we had a connection when he gave me that stuff. I'm
Nichols
like,
with the miss. Skyhawks a chance to take the lead here, Rick. Howery with the block on Cervantes. You know, I'm okay with that. Ember got blocked out of bounds, but, you know, the way this has gone, she could have picked up a whistle there. 23 seconds on the shot clock. The inbounds to Meisner. Meisner working against Stefik. I like seeing her put it on the floor against her. Gets her in the air, into the corner. Gallery, they have to honor her as a shooter. Kate maybe should have taken that one up. She tried the extra pass to Sorensen.
She should have taken that one up.
Stolen away by Howery. Here comes Stefik. Skyhawks miss out on a chance to take the lead. Let's see if they can get another defensive stand. They show up in the man here.
Look at Cervantes trying to guard Vandegraff.
Well, as long as Vandegraff stays out there 21 feet away, it isn't a problem. There's a block from Sorensen, and Evans picks up the loose ball. letting them play a little bit.
Sorensen is such a solid player.
Evans in deep with the and one. Skyhawks with the lead. Nichols with the foul.
That's what we talked about. That's her game, you know. And I'm okay if you certainly want to develop an outside shot, even if it's marginal. We'll take it because of her ability to drive to the lane and pick up those and ones. She's a lot like Sydney Candelaria that way. I think you said that last night.
Yeah.
And she's a really good free throw shooter. So free throw shooting, she's 8th at 75%. Fort Lewis takes a 3-point lead.
Who'd have thunk it? They were down by 9. It was 15-6, a 16-4 run from the Skyhawks as the home team on top by 3. Vandegraff up top, Rios to Howry. 8 seconds to play in the first period. Howry dribbles left off the Vandegraff screen. Still working against Sorensen. Shoots over Kelsey. No good. Vandegraff, the offensive board to Howry. She doesn't get it off in time. And after the first quarter of play, Skyhawks roar back. They lead it by 3, 22-19. We'll take a minute and be back with the second period right after this. Welcome back to Bob Hoffman Court at Wayland Gymnasium. Bob Bonner, Rick O'Block with you on the Skyhawks Sports Network. Fort Lewis College Skyhawks taking a first quarter lead, 22-19, after falling behind 15-6 to start the game.
Well, their leading scorer, Stefik, she averages 13. She's already up to 11 at the end of the first period. And, if she could have a career night, but if you lose, doesn't matter, right?
Vandegraff in low. She's a handful, and little Sam Wadawa trying to battle her in the post. Wadawa is playing the 5 right now, Rick.
Well, she's 5'11", 5'10", going against a 6-footer, graduate student. And Vandegraff, she's their second leading scorer with 13. And, I do all these stats before the game, and Vandegraff is, like, everywhere on the stat sheet.
Yep.
She's just such
Fills
a good player.
Audra Vine, the sophomore, in at the point for Fort Lewis. Gets it to Evans. Avery's been tough to the right. To Gallery, the two sophomores, Kate, only a freshman. But Gallery and Evans have had something going on a little bit. But they've been the spark. They've been the offense for the Skyhawks here in the early going. Each of them with 7 points.
Yeah.
The inbounds to Wadawa.
I also like Sam Wadawa's play, although she shouldn't have picked up her dribble there.
Yeah, after one bounce. Gets it to Ruby Sweeney Spitzek. Evans wants a 3. She must have heard us talking about wanting to see her develop that outside shot. Good to throw it up every once in a while just to keep the defense honest, though. I've always been a believer in that. There's Stefik. Finally a miss from Ashley Stefik. But basically, if she gets it across half court and you're not right in her face, she's feeling like it's a pretty good shot tonight.
She jacked one up from about 30 earlier, and that even surprised her.
Yeah, first shot of the game was She's over there by Al at the railroad bench. There's a steal by Vandegraff. Boy, Vandegraff defends out on the perimeter quite a bit. She's like the female Brendan LaRose. Misses the shot there, though. Backing in on Wattawa, and Sam trying to stand up to her in the restricted area. Gets run over. And Vandegraff starting to make a living down there right now. She's got 9 points, Rick. She's got Mines back on top by 2.
Well, I mean, those are their 2 players, Vandegraff and Stefik, as far as scoring goes. And then Vandegraff in field goal percentage. She's number 4 in the conference, along with Van Sickle. That's a nice pass.
That's a great pass from Vine. A nice try by Evans to finish the reverse. Couldn't quite get it down. Howry up top, Van Sickle for 3. That's no good. Long rebound, chased down by Wattawa. Sam will dribble it up, hand it back to Vine. Yeah, Audra Vine handles the ball really well, and I think she's got good vision, too, as we saw in that last possession. See if she can get another assist there.
Yeah.
Evans cut, and Vine thought she was going to spot up in the corner. Vandegraff is on a roll, and she's got 11 now as she outruns Sweeney Spitzak down the floor. Megan Vandegraff runs the floor really, really well.
You know,
6 foot, grad student center out of Spring, Texas, and yeah, she is everywhere.
Yeah,
she's a good player.
Very good player, and you know, there are certain fundamental things that, and I know she's a freshman player, any freshman player, but you know, when you pass the ball, you pass it up court. Right, so the defensive person can't get it. You don't pass it right to them, or unless they're cutting, you don't throw it towards the baseline side. And those are just little things that create these turnovers that Fort Lewis, you know, already they have 6 turnovers in this game. And, you know, the last few games that we've done, they've had over 20 turnovers in a game. And and we mentioned that their assisted turnover ratio, they're last in the conference. They have to do some things to address that and improve their turnover situation, because we know for a fact that cost them the Adams State game.
Sure.
They were ahead by 8 points, and they put full court press, and we turned it over, and we ended up losing by 8.
And we haven't really recovered from that loss.
No, we have not.
I don't think we ever quite got our stride back after that. You know, that's when we're like, ooh, we win this one, you know.
Right.
We're sitting 6th or 7th in the RMAC.
That's right.
You know, we were punching our ticket to the postseason in the 3rd quarter of that game, and it slips away from us. And you're right, it was on turnovers, and that really has just sort of been the bugaboo for the Skyhawks.
We're seeing more minutes out of Ruby, and we'll see how she handles that. She's a high-energy player, and
Evans throws another one up. That's a tough finish by Avery over Sammy Van Sickle. Van Sickle is 6'2" forward, grad student.
Going to call Sam Wattawa on the foul.
Yeah, Wattawa's got a
Vandegraff.
Tough job down there for Sam Wattawa guarding Vandegraff. And Mines has recognized it. They're picking on Sam a little bit, but she's going to keep competing.
Well, she's a tough nut. You know, years ago I used to always watch the Nuggets game, and they had a guy, Bill Hanslick, and he was a shorter guy. I mean, short for the NBA, right? 6'5", 6'6". He would
tiny
guard these guys down low. They were 6'9", 6'11", and that was his job. I mean, that's all he did. Nice shot there by Audra Vine. I thought that might have been in.
That was a good look. Again, over a much taller player, too. She shot that over Allison Cantor, a 6'3" freshman. Or excuse me, that's Nichols out there.
4-point lead by Mines. There's another nice shot.
Stefik able to work down low. Her last 2 have been in that area. The Skyhawks down 30-24. Taylor Harris wants a timeout. He is not happy.
Well, he should
bring some substitutions into the game, but a lot of youngsters on the floor right there for Fort Lewis. As coach able to stick with that rotation for a little while, but it looks like he's going to bring a couple of substitutes in, as Mines has started the 2nd quarter on fire after the Skyhawks led 22-19.
Yeah, 5 of 8 shooting. I mean, they've had 8 shots to our 4 shots. And we're 1 of 4. They're 5 of 8. They've scored 11 in the 2nd period after scoring 19 in the 1st.
An 11-2 run. for the 16th ranked Ore Diggers, who have regained control of this one. Let's see if the Skyhawks can grab a little momentum back coming out of the timeout here. Sweeney Spitzak will run the point. Gallery out there with her. Taylor Nez back on the floor, as is Kelsey Sorensen. Avery Evans stays out there. She's had a hot hand. Sorensen loses the handle at the high post. She's going to get tied up, and that'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow will keep it with the Skyhawks. And, yeah, teams do defend that high post entry on us pretty aggressively, Rick. They get the double team to it in a big hurry. And
yeah, I mean, unless you have somebody like a Nikola Jokic that you can, give
well,
it
and that
to.
started with Black Hills State, especially in particular attacking Kelsey at the high post and taking that left-handed move away from her. Sweeney Spitzak tries to keep it alive or get a shot up. She can't. The rebound goes out of bounds. Didn't touch the rim, so only 6 seconds remain on the shot clock. Ruby, the inbounds, lobs it to Sorensen. 5 on the shot clock. Kelsey into the lane, spins left against Vandegraff, banks it up and in. Kelsey's definitely got offensive skills, especially when she can go to her left. Problem is she's been getting double teamed from that side quite a bit in recent weeks. Here's Vandegraff down low.
They need to call 3 seconds on that because she was in the, I counted it myself, she was in the lane a long time. Kelsey.
Sorensen gets her second personal.
And that's tough, I mean, she's been able to avoid that. At the beginning of the season, she had a lot of foul trouble, and then she's gotten much, 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 much better about that.
Vandegraff's a handful,
man.
She's as good a post player as we've seen this year, I think. And as I say that, she misses a free throw. But Vandegraff with 13 points in the first half and just a difference maker at both ends of the floor, a difference maker in the paint. She's gotten out and defended well on the perimeter.
Seibert comes in for number 22, Jessica Rios for Colorado School of Mines.
But, yeah, we watch Vandegraff will pick up Sorensen and guard her in the man at the high post. Evans working against Nichols. Avery into the lane. Throws up the right hand from the left side. It's no good. Stefik rebounds the air ball on the backside. Gallery able to slow her down. Flips it top of the key. Howery back to Stefik. Stefik and Vandegraff with 13 each. Vandegraff's going to have 15 after that one. Sorensen had to be careful there. Kelsey out there playing with 2 fouls.
Yeah, that's a tough matchup. Kelsey Sorensen down low against Vandegraff or Van Sickle.
High post pass to Sorensen on the elbow, dribbles in right hand, no good. Put back is good. That's some good hard work by Kelsey Sorensen against Vandegraff there. Kelsey's got 6 now. Siebert, a great save into Howery, but Howery takes a step before she begins her dribble. Skyhawks only down by 5. It looks like they've survived the big run from Mines to start the second quarter. They had a big one to survive to start the game. Mines got up by 9 before Fort Lewis roared back to take a 3-point lead at the end of the first. Skyhawks within 5 here after Mines had regained the lead and stretched it to 7. Nice finish by Caitlin Bell. Good entry pass and the assist to Alyssa Adams.
That was a really nice play by Fort Lewis. And good rebound by Kelsey Sorensen.
Yeah, she's going to be fouled by Laura Lee Stock. Stock, the 5'9" senior out of Sturgis, South Dakota.
You know that area, right?
I do. It's right up there between Spearfish and Rapid City. Don't know how South Dakota Mines and Black Hills State let her get away. Black Hills State heading to the RMAC tournament. Men and women both will be coming in as I think the 3 or 4 seeds there for Black Hills State.
There it is.
Lene Billy to Bell for a 3. That's a little short. Sorensen keeps the rebound alive, but she goes over Howery's back to do it. Yep, picks up her 3rd personal. That's a compete foul, though. I don't mind that.
No,
I mean,
agree.
she had an opportunity to get that rebound. That'll bring Avery Evans back in, but hard work by Kelsey Sorensen. I think nice effort in her minutes tonight.
I really like watching her play, quite frankly.
Yeah, good effort from her, and she's gotten a lot smarter, too. Boy, there's a nice take by Laura Lee. The senior from Sturgis. Stock scores her first point. She got up. She's a jumper. Lene Billy into the lane. Guarded by Stefik. Spins to her left. Flips it up. That's no good. Stefik races out of there with the rebound and up the left sideline into the lane. Taylor Nez stops the ball, and
Wow.
Billy going to be called for the foul.
And this is probably, well, with Kelsey Sorensen out, I was going to say this is probably their best offensive group, but with Kelsey out, that that she's clearly one of the best offensive players.
Sure. I think she's option A just about any time. Lene Billy, obviously, a heck of a scorer, but Lene can create a lot of her own offense. They like to run an offense through Kelsey, though.
Well, we've seen this before, where Lene Billy can just get on these massive rolls. It's only a 2-possession game.
It is. Skyhawks just down 6.
Oh.
Bell with a push off. Creates some space. No call. Stefik, I think, touched that last. Yeah.
That
and then
was
sort of watched it go out of bounds like she didn't. But, no, I think that was right in front of the official.
That was a great move by Bell. She used her left arm to clear out and get that open shot, about 14-footer.
It's always a great move if you can get away with it.
Yeah.
Evans, the inbounds from just off the side of the Ordigger bench, gets it into Nez. Taylor Nez, one of the seniors honored tonight. She's a neat girl, man. Going to graduate from Fort Lewis College from just down the road in Cayente, Arizona. Adams throws up a 3. It's not going to be close. I think I'm going to be driving through Cayente in a few hours.
Will. Yes, you will.
Cayente. It'll be kind of dark.
Kind of dark?
By the time I go through there,
I think. Kind of dark. And it's not even a full moon, so it's going to be really kind of dark.
Snowing in Flagstaff tonight, so.
Alyssa Adams on the season. Free throws, 72%. One of the best free throw shooters we have. Could put Fort Lewis down by 3 if she can knock all 3 of these down. Second one's really nice.
Well, and you got to honor her as a three-point shooter, too.
Sure.
So can't really blame Mines with the defense. And, if we can get Alyssa going, then this is really going to be a pretty exciting contest.
And what great court awareness that she had, understanding the shot clock was going down, jacks up a 3 and gets fouled. No chance that ball is going in.
Senior play on senior night from Alyssa Adams. She hits 2 of 3 free throws. Siebert misses badly, lost control of the ball, but got it back. Now gets it to Nichols. Shelby Nichols backs in, kicks out to Stefik. Siebert drives the lane, gets blocked by Bell. Caitlin gets it ahead to Evans. Avery has it knocked away by Howery, taken away by Stock. Laura Lee Stock to Stefik. Evans out to guard her. 20 on the shot clock, 2:40 to play here in the first half. Nichols banks it up and in, able to spin around Bell and score the bucket.
Nice little spin move down there on the blocks. And got right around Caitlin, puts the lead back up to 6. 2-possession game.
There's the handoff to Billy into the lane. Left hand, no good, but she's going to get free throws. Either Nichols or Stock with the foul. It'll be Laura Lee Stock picks up her second. That brings Van de Graaff back into the game for Nichols. So the Skyhawks do take advantage of Van de Graaff's absence on the bench.
And Lene Billy comes in number 10th in the conference, 75% shooter. Cut the lead down to 4. Knocks the first one down.
Free throw. She only scored 8 up in Golden a few weeks ago, Rick. So she hits this free throw. She'll be halfway there with 2:23 to go in the first half. Lene gets them both.
Man, she's got great touch on that ball, doesn't she?
Nice stroke.
Nice stroke.
Howery up the right side. Siebert with it now. Jenna Siebert, a redshirt freshman. Down low, Van de Graaff pitches a tent and draws a foul.
Really, how long can she stay
as long
in that
as she
lane?
wants.
Oh, my gosh, it's unbelievable.
She is a good player, and that's why a 3-second call exists, right? I mean, she's already got an advantage over everybody else on the floor because she's just better than everybody else. I mean, she is a really good player. And, if you're going to let her set up shop in the blue, she's going to have a really good night. She's already got 16 points, misses the free throw.
The one weakness in her game is her free throw shooting. She's 61% free throw shooter. That's about the only weakness she has in her game.
Yeah, but if she gets 12 or 14 of them a game, she's still going to hang you with an extra 7-8 points a night from the free throw line, right?
But, I mean, if the game is close near the end of the game and you end up in a foul situation,
Right.
you know who. There's a 3 attempt off.
Billy didn't miss that one by much.
No, just off the
Howery's
heel.
going to watch it go out of bounds. Maybe a little deep, a little hurried for Lene, but we've seen her hit it from there. That is her game.
She gets into those situations where she just starts rolling.
Yeah, she's just got to shoot through it. Get it done. Stefik to Howery. Howery drives baseline, kicks it up to Stefik. Now up top, that's Siebert with it. Working against man-to-man defense of the Fort Lewis College Skyhawks. In deep is Stock. Lay it up and in with the left hand. She's had a couple of nice finishes. She's a good jumper.
You know, that one of the things we talked last night was, how do you play defense? You play defense with your feet. And that particular sequence hit that.
Alyssa for 3.
Off.
No good. Keeps the rebound alive, but Stefik comes out of there with it.
But you play defense with your feet and get your body in the right position, and you don't swat at the ball. And that last drive, you're playing a zone defense, and the person goes all the way to the basket because we swatted at the ball.
Right.
And you can't do that. You have to move your feet and get your body in the right position.
Billy called for her second there on the drive by Stefik. Stefik and Vandegraff have been the muscle for Mines tonight. Stefik now with 15, Vandegraff with 17, the leading scorers on the season, are holding court here tonight in Durango. They've got Mines up by 8 now, 42-34, after the Skyhawks stole a lead late in the first quarter. Second quarter's been all Ordiggers. Bell, turnaround jump shot, just misses. Nice rebound down low. Adams throws it up and one. Alyssa Adams with a chance for the three-point play. Gets the Skyhawks to within 6 with the make off the offensive rebound.
And I'd like to see them do that more often. Sometimes we see them grab that rebound, they kick it back out. Just take that thing right back up. So the minute you touch it, you get that thing back up there, and it'll draw a foul. You might not make the basket. You might not get the and one, but you're sure as heck going to get the foul.
Alyssa Adams having a nice senior night. She's got 5.
This game's close.
It is.
This is a good game. This is a good game for Fort Lewis.
Skyhawks down by 5 in a man defense here. Howery to Stock, double team. Ooh, Evans almost came up with the steal. Pass down low. Vandegraff can't hang on. A rare miscue from Megan Vandegraff. It's a good thing she dropped that because I think she had room on the baseline to take that in for an easy layup.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt about that.
28 seconds to go, first period. Billy going to stand near the timeline. Really no difference. Game shots, shot clock, maybe half a second. For all intents and purposes, the Skyhawks can hold for the last shot of the half here. Down by only 5 after falling behind by 9 early and falling behind by 8 here in the period. Bell fakes the 3. To
There you
Billy
go.
for 3, and she shoots a dagger.
They got to stop the dribbler.
Stefik going to throw it up from 3/4 court. That's not close. Rick, we got a game.
That's a great first half for the Skyhawks. They got outscored 18-23 in the second period, but overall, you got to be really
Rick, they
happy
got
with that.
outscored 18 out of 20 minutes in the first half, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. But the 2 minutes when the Skyhawks got it done at the end of each period was plenty.
Absolutely, and this is a good – if they can keep this close, Mines is going to have a little bit of difficulty, I think, finishing this one out.
Well, and this is going to be a different crowd when we come out for the second
You
half.
bet.
People are already starting to file in. We've got a big top 20 showdown between Fort Lewis and Colorado Mines coming up after this game. That crowd's starting to show up, and they're getting treated to a great women's contest. Colorado School of Mines leads Fort Lewis 42-40 at the half. Rick and I will be back with the third quarter in just a few minutes. Welcome back to Bob Hoffman Court at Wayland Gymnasium here on the campus of Fort Lewis College in beautiful Durango, Colorado.
I was going to prank you and not turn up your microphone and let you just talk for a little bit.
I'd have probably just gone ahead, jabbered along.
Here we go. Alan Tabrique's in the house. Alan,
is.
longtime Division I basketball official.
My next door neighbor.
Next door neighbor. Captain of the State Patrol. Great guy. I did football with him for a long time, football official. Fort Lewis,
Really
down
good
by
guy.
2. And good game.
Yeah, we do have a nice competitive women's game. Everybody's eyes on that men's game coming up after this one, a pair of ranked teams in the regular season finale. But the Skyhawk women treating us to a good one here in the opener. They're within 2 of the 16th ranked Ore Diggers. As we start the second half, Bob Bonner, Rick O'Block with you on the RMAC Network.
Good defense here by Fort Lewis. Good active defense. I like it.
Howery picks up the dribble, tries
Turnover.
to feed Vandegraff down low. Vandegraff was 17 in the first half. I bet you couldn't guess they were going to try and feed her early. The Skyhawks sure guessed it.
Well, and,
Played tough D.
you know, they got that shot clock down to 5 seconds, and then you start feeling the pressure. You got to score, get one up, and turnover. Fort Lewis can tie it here. They're playing really well tonight. If they would have played this well last night, they would have won that game.
There's
Tough
a turnover. Adams tries to feed Sorensen down low. Van Sickle comes up to steal. Van Sickle's been quiet. She hasn't scored yet in this one, has 2 fouls. Stefik not quiet.
Nice block out by Caitlin Bell down low.
Made the rebound
On
easy for
Vandegraff.
Sorensen.
There's a double
Cervantes
team.
double teamed, picks up the dribble, gets it to
Oh.
Bell at the high post. Nobody cutting down low.
and
But
Alyssa-
she did have Adams open in the corner. Sorensen looking towards Adams, instead steps through and finishes
Nice.
with the left hand. We're tied again at 42 now. The Skyhawks hanging around, thinking upset here in their final game of the season. Howery with it, left side, up high, dribble down on Billy. Now back to Van Sickle. Boy, there's a size advantage for the Ore Diggers. Man, Sickle and Cervantes. Cervantes giving up about 7 inches, it looks like.
Oh, easy.
I don't know why Van Sickle's hanging around on the three-point arc. I'd back Ember in down low.
There's one of
Vandegraff
those
with the offensive putback off of, yeah, boy, they get a lot of them, Rick.
14 offensive rebounds a game for those guys.
Vandegraff with 19 points now, and that's how she got going. She off to a little bit of a slow start the first few minutes, but she got going with offensive rebounds. And she really firing on all cylinders through that second quarter. She's got 19 to lead all scorers right now. And the Ore Diggers are
Nice.
up 2. Little pick and roll. Adams back to Bell
Nice.
for the finish over top of Van Sickle.
And that's how you work the double team, right? You got to roll to the basket.
Vandegraff
Block
shoots over
there.
Bell, and Bell blocks it. I think she might have tried to pass it to Van Sickle at the last second. Either way, out of bounds off the Skyhawks. We're tied at 44, 7:35 to go third period.
We've been playing well tonight.
Mines regarded as probably the best women's team in the RMAC, although they came into the weekend tied for the top seed with Regis. This is the only ranked team in the RMAC. But
Caitlin
struggling
Bell.
the final weekend. Lost
Yeah.
Adams State last night and tied with the Skyhawks here. High post Sorensen, flick it into the corner. Adams wants a 3. That's good.
That's a big shot for Alyssa Adams, and she's been open on the wing several times tonight. We just haven't been able to get her the ball, and that's what she can do. That's her game right
Well,
there,
she
right?
shoots that right over top of Sammy Van Sickle, the 6'2 center, closing out on her. And with 7:12 to go in the third period, the Skyhawks lead it by 3, 47-44. And the seniors getting it done on senior night, Rick.
Yeah, boy.
Adams with 8 now. Caitlin Bell with 7.
Fort Lewis goes on a 5-0 run to take the lead by 3. And you just have to think that Mines has got to go, what's going on here? You know, you come in against the 12th ranked team in the conference, and they got 6-15 record.
Well, this is where you got to wonder. You know, we saw Taylor, quite honestly, use a lot of bodies. Man, I don't think anybody played more than 15 minutes last night for
Right.
the women's team because it wasn't a contest. Mines was still playing for first place in the conference last night in that tough loss up the road in Alamosa you've got to wonder if that isn't taking a little bit of a toll on this team.
Sure.
Whereas the Skyhawks, and we saw these seniors, they started the game, Caitlin Bell, Lissa Adams, but then they went to the bench for like a whole quarter in the first half.
Right.
While the youngsters got it done, and so they're very fresh right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is the starting group right here. That the normal starting group is out on the court right now, and you got to look for that should have been a turnover right there.
Cervantes, almost forces it. Stefik comes up with it in backcourt. They get it ahead to Vandegraff. Oh, there was a near steal. If Bell could have reacted a little quicker. Instead, she overplays it, and Rios ends up with the lay-in. The Orediggers within a point now, 47-46. Skyhawks lead it by 1. Sorensen on the arc, thinks about the 3. Van Sickle guarding her. Kelsey loses the dribbles.
Nice
Stefik
play.
picks it up, passes it to Billy on the floor.
I probably would have called timeout there to get possession.
Well,
you're going to get possession
6:44
anyway.
to go in the third period. I've been seeing a lot of this. Do you burn a timeout?
I would have in that situation. That's
in a
a tough
one-point
play.
game. Skyhawks do keep possession on the jump ball, but throw it away on the inbounds. Van Sickle comes up to steal. Rios wants a 3. That's no good. Rebound. They fight amongst themselves. Cervantes ends up with it. Ember the other way quickly. Now pulls it back on the arc. Falls out of play. Hands to Billy. Boy, she gets bumped pretty hard by Howery. Feeds Sorensen down low. Bank it up and in. Fouled by Rios. The delayed foul calls work for the Skyhawks there. The lead is 3. Sorensen at the line, a chance to push it to 4.
Well, and Rios has 3 fouls, so she's going to be out. She's going to be sitting for a while. And in her replacement comes Ashley Van Sickle. No drop off there, right?
Well, a 5'7" grad student, transfer from Montana State, but this is the first we've seen her tonight.
She's 3rd in the conference in steals, 1st in blocks. She's all over the stat sheet. Fort Lewis up by 4.
Biggest lead of the game.
Down by 2 at half.
For the Skyhawks. Down by as many as 9 in the first period. Van Sickle to Van Sickle. And now around to Howery. They find Stefik in the corner. Boy, was she hot to start the game. Billy out there to guard her. Howery dribbles by Cervantes. Pull up 15-footer. That's good. Nice shot.
Stefik
by Josephine Howery.
5 of 9 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3, and 2 of 4 from the free throw line. 7 rebounds by Stefik.
Bell has to go to the floor. Nice job saving that. Back to Billy. Lene wants a deep 3. F's in and out, no good.
Almost knocked that down. That would have been a big one.
Crowd starting to filter in for that men's game. 3 ball on the way from Stefik is no good. Sammy Van Sickle tries to keep it alive, but steps on the end line. Siebert checks in for Stefik, who has cooled off considerably after hitting her first 3 three-pointers.
Cooled off at 15 points.
Mm-hmm. Well, she had 9 in the first 2 minutes,
right.
I think. 9 or 11. Then she had a layup, I think. Had 11 in the first 3 minutes of the game. Billy working against Siebert on the right side. Keeps her dribble. Now gets a screen from Bell. Dribbles past Vandegraff. Siebert double teams her. We've seen a lot of teams doing that, just trying to get it out of Lene's hand. Van Sickle goes over Sorensen's back, forces a loose ball. Siebert comes up with the steal, and Kelsey fouls her. That's going to be number 4 on Kelsey.
That is a killer because Kelsey's playing so well. And I just don't understand what this double team turn the ball over issue is. They're going to look at this and see if the foul was a grab before the foul on Kelsey Sorensen.
Or is there a potential that Kelsey's was an intentional or flagrant?
Yeah, something. We'll find out.
She maybe grabbed after the steal. There were a whole lot of hands flying around, so now they are going to get everybody going again. I'm not sure what the call is. They've still not given any indication, and now they're going to call Sorensen for her 4th foul.
Avery Evans comes in for Kelsey Sorensen.
Boy, that's not a big fall off. Avery with 8 points in the first half. She's off to a nice start tonight. Evans, with 11 points in the first half.
Kelsey comes out with 11 points. So for Evans, she's got to be aggressive going to the basket, and that's where Kelsey Sorensen does such a great job. Evans got to do the same thing. Nice switch there by her and Alyssa Adams.
Siebert pull-up jump shot, not close. Adams the rebound. Alyssa boxed out 2 Colorado Mines players to grab that board.
That was a great defensive rebound by Alyssa Adams.
Nice drive by Billy, the left-handed scoop under the reach of Stefik. Skyhawk leads back up to 4. Van Sickle into the lane. Boy, she drug it. Yep. Pivot foot drug, and it's a traveling violation on Ashley Van Sickle. The Skyhawks up 4, a chance to stretch that lead out a little bit.
Well, the key here is don't make a turnover. They have 9 turnovers, which is under what they've been doing lately. So.
Again, I think like 6 of them were in the first 3 minutes of the game. I think they have settled down quite a bit. Yep. Billy's going to be fouled by Stefik. That's only her first, but we'll take it.
That's okay. I mean, it was good because it was on the cut to the basket, right? A lot of times we'll see people do a lot of perimeter stuff for this team, but not cut to the basket. And this one will be, you know, that's a good one.
Yeah, Billy made herself a threat, and Stefik had no choice but to foul. Timeout on the floor. 4:14 to go here in the third periods. Fort Lewis College with a 52-48 lead right now. Skyhawks shooting 50% from the floor to 47.6% for the visitors. 5 of 12 from beyond the arc. 41.7% for Fort Lewis, only 23% for the visitors. 11 of 15 from the free throw line.
Yeah,
73% clip is nice as well.
That's really the difference is they've only been to the line 9 times. They've converted 5 of 9, which is well below their seasonal average. But Fort Lewis been to the line 15 times, converting on 11, and that's really been the difference of the game. There's a 6-point swing, and Fort Lewis is up by 4. So Fort Lewis is winning the game at the free throw line, which I love to see personally.
Skyhawks being out-rebounded 25-19. Not a surprise. This is one of the better rebounding teams in the conference. Each team with 9 turnovers now, Rick. 27 points off the bench for the Skyhawks.
Yeah.
Part of that, a different starting lineup tonight. So Avery Evans came off the bench with her 11 points. And Lene Billy, Lene Billy did start with her 9, but Skyhawks with 27 bench points, only 8 for the Orediggers.
Well, Fort Lewis, they're going to have the ball here. They didn't even look for the Cervantes on the cut off the inbounds pass.
Evans almost has it stolen away. Triple team gets it to Billy in the corner. Siebert there to guard the shooter, though, and they
there it is.
Double team her into the corner. Evans will try and knock down the 3. Not close. Cervantes steals the long board, and Ember will reset it up top to Evans. Cervantes wants the 3. Boy, that's a high arcing shot, not good, and Bell going to foul Stefik on the rebound.
I thought they were going to kick that ball over to Lene Billy. Instead, they go back to the other side
of the floor. I don't think they ever saw Lene's spot up, but you're right, she was there.
She was there.
Such things do fortunes turn. 52-48, though. The Skyhawks lead it by 4. Under 4 minutes to play in the third period. Sammy Van Sickle, boy, she handles it well for a 6'2 player. Siebert misses underneath, and Evans steals the rebound away from Vandegraff. Vandegraff's been quiet here in the second half. Evans dribbles through a gauntlet, ends up losing it at the last second, though. To Ashley Van Sickle. Stefik to Vandegraff, and boy, does she run the floor well, Rick.
She does.
I mean, I just didn't even see her run the floor. She was there in position so soon that by the time my eyes tracked the ball to that end of the floor, she was already fouled.
She runs the court like a guard, quite honestly, and that's where she gets a lot of her points. And this is going to be right here, this group, not a lot of scoring on the floor. I mean, if I'm going to look to score, probably Avery Evans right now.
Well, this is the group that Avery carried last time.
Yeah.
Most of her 9 points came with this group around her on the floor. She settled back into more of a secondary role with some of the usual scorers out there. Vine doing a nice job keeping her dribble. Boy, they are just double teaming the ball all over the floor, though.
Put it up,
Wattawa
Sam.
in deep.
There you go.
finishes over Ashley Van Sickle. Nice shot by Wattawa, who has been on the other side of the mismatch down low most times tonight.
Well, and the
but in that
difference
situation had the advantage.
Well, in that situation, they didn't pick up their dribble.
Mm-hmm.
So Audra Vine kept dribbling through the entire defensive sequence there.
Boy, Wattawa challenging Vandegraff down low to no avail. Vandegraff tough on the finish. That was good defense by Wattawa. Skyhawk lead down to 1, 54-53. Evans dribbles down towards the lane, now backs it off to the arc and has to pick it up after losing the handle. Gets it over to Meisner. Sadie, not a lot of touches tonight. See, Stefik knocks it away from her, last touched by Meisner.
And those are the kind of turnovers that'll drive a coach crazy right there.
Except for it does give him a chance to get in the officials' ear a little bit.
Yeah, I'd rather not have the turnover.
Yeah, but you take advantage of the situation you're given. But yeah, Skyhawks
Well, you're
after
Mr.
not turning. I am just
glass
a glass
half full guy
dude.
tonight.
Yeah, going to Vegas, baby.
Yeah, there you got to be optimistic
Be
there, right?
optimistic.
Let me know how much you weigh after you get back.
Yeah.
The lights weren't built on winners, as they say.
No,
right?
they weren't. No, they weren't.
Fort Lewis, big possession here. 2:12 left. They can go up by 3 or 4 with a three-pointer.
Kick in the corner. Meisner fakes the three, drives baseline, hangs, lay it up, can't get it. Trying to shoot over the 6'2" Van Sickle and just had to alter his shot too much. There's Vandegraff running the floor again.
That's how you run a fast break right there.
Right
that
when
was
I said
perfect.
she'd been quiet in the second half, she's now got 26 points to lead all scorers, and she's pushed Mines back into the lead, 55-54. Audra Vine splits a couple of defenders and draws the foul.
Going to call that on Van Sickle, I believe, or Vandegraff. That's her first foul. 26 points and 1 foul.
Yeah.
For a post player. Wow. Impressive.
Well, and I think, gosh, 8 of her 26 points are in transition probably, too.
Audra
which
Vine,
is impressive.
75% free throw shooter, knocks the first one down, ties the game.
I like Audra. She's very much a true type of point guard.
Yeah.
Like to see her, again, same thing. Let's see if she can develop that shot, get off more of them coming in here next year again.
It's going to be interesting to see what direction they go with the point guard next year, whether they go with Lene Billy at the point guard or whether or not they use either Cervantes or Meisner or Audra Vine. It's going to be a lot of competition at the point guard position. Don't forget that there's also Ruby Sweeney Spitzek that's been getting a lot more minutes.
Yeah, she's the one who gives them some length at that spot. I really do think if we develop sort of that kind of 40 minutes of hell defensive philosophy, you could use 4 point guards in this league and make some people miserable.
To do that, you have got to be just reckless abandon out there, knowing that I'm going to give 4 minutes of all-out effort, sprinting the court at every opportunity you can, tie game at 56. And I think that could work, Bob. I think that's a good strategy, quite frankly.
If you're playing with the bodies you got, you just make them all defensive mercenaries. Meisner in deep
that's
into the double team. Double team amongst the trees. The Skyhawk point guard. And it's turned over to the Ore Diggers. Here comes Van Sickle into lane. Hang right hand. That's no good. They fight for the board. Wattawa does a nice job of corralling that one. Gets it ahead to Evans. Again, not a lot of scorers on the floor for the Skyhawks right now. Avery's one of them. Blocked out of there by Vandegraff. Vine comes up with the rebound and gets rewarded with a foul call. Howery, I think, gets her on the arm.
That's going to be their 5th foul, so that's going to be the bonus situation with 50 seconds left. Fort Lewis the opportunity to take the lead here on Audra Vine. She's 75% free throw shooter on the season.
Hit her last 2, and you see the Skyhawks without a lot of scorers on the floor right now, keeping pace at the free throw line.
Nice shot.
Knocks that one down. Skyhawks go back up by a point here. And if you're Taylor Harris, you're loving it. If you can get through the rest of this quarter tied or in the lead or even within a bucket, if this is a one-possession game and your starters are rested, We haven't seen Kate Gallery at all in the second half. She
Not
played
yet.
big minutes in the first half.
Yeah, she had a great first half.
Sorensen on the bench with the 4 fouls, but despite that, the Skyhawks with a 1-point lead. Van Sickle at 3 from the corner, not close. Backside rebound, chased down by Meisner. 6 seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock. 30 seconds left in the third period. 3 from the corner for McGee. That's short, no good. They fight for the rebound, and Wattawa gets in there to tie up Van Sickle. The possession arrow is going to give it to Mines, but another big little play by Sam Wattawa.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's slowly becoming her game, right? It's all those little intangible things out on the court.
We're going to get the ball to start the fourth quarter because of that. You know, barring another tie-up here. Van Sickle with the miss. Van de Graaff doesn't finish. McGee with the shove in the small of the back. Fortunate that Van de Graaff didn't finish. I think that's the first time, because that wasn't the type of foul that was going to keep her from scoring the bucket,
well,
that little push.
She's 50% on the night at the free throw line, and Fort Lewis with almost 13 seconds left. They're going to get a chance for a shot to either, well, if she hits the second one, they can go up by 1 or just be down by 1 at halftime.
Surprised we don't put shooters on the floor here for the final 13 seconds. Skyhawks down 1. Going to play out the period with the 5 that are on the floor. We get it in Evans' hands right away. She is the most dangerous scorer out there for Fort Lewis. Into the corner, McGee, 3 seconds. 3 on the way, good. There's another senior with a big bucket. On senior night, Brooke McGee at the buzzer brings the third period to the close with her first bucket of the night, and the Skyhawks are back on top by 2, 60-58.
Yeah, they outscore them 20-16 in the third period. And right now, Mines 19 points, 23 points in the second, 16 in the third. Fort Lewis way more consistent, 22 in the first, 18 in the second, and 20 in the third. And they're shooting well, 46%. Both teams at 46% from the field. The difference, again, is this free throw shooting. They've been to the line 14 times, hitting 9. Fort Lewis to the free throw line 19 times, hitting 14. So that's where the ball is. That's where the difference in the score is at the free throw line. We talk about it all the time.
Skyhawks getting it done here tonight. Nice to see them close out Taylor Harris's second campaign with this kind of effort.
Yeah.
Against arguably the best team in the RMAC. Skyhawks right there right now with the, at least through most of the season, I don't think there was much argument. People thought this was the best team. The last couple of weeks, they've scuffled a little bit. Losses to Regis, a loss last night to Adams, and now this Fort Lewis team that has no postseason, so their postseason is here tonight, and they're making the most of it.
Yeah, they're playing great, and crowd's starting to get into it, starting to fill up. This is a big game.
Boy, we got a big men's game coming up.
Oh, boy.
In one more quarter.
This is a huge game for the men.
Number 5, Fort Lewis against number 15, Colorado School of Mines. For the RMAC championship on the line for Fort Lewis
So many
tonight.
reasons it's a big game for Fort Lewis. Not only the championship, but the whole conference playoff deal is on the line.
Sure.
And, you know, a senior night for the men, just like it is for the women. And, you know, it's going to be, and they've had their number, right? They've beat Mines
3 in a row
yeah.
over the team from Golden, which was unheard of even just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
If I'd have told you 2 years ago that we were going to rattle off 3 or 4 straight against Mines, you laughed at me.
Kelsey Sorensen with 4 fouls on the floor.
The hand off to Billy. Lene triple team back to Sorensen. Fakes the shot into the lane, doubled. Nice defense by Mines. Meisner with a 3, though. That's off the mark.
That's a great look.
Stefik, the rebound. Good defense on the opening possession by Mines, and Van Sickle with her first bucket of the game. Sammy Van Sickle, the 6'2" grad student from Arvada.
My old stomping grounds.
Billy gets called for the carry. She rolled it over. She wasn't really making a move or anything else.
Yeah.
Unforced error in a tie game. 9:23 to go. We're at 60. Mines basketball here.
Kate Gallery back in.
It's the first time we've seen her in the second half. A lot of minutes, a couple of big threes in the first half. Nice job defensively on Van Sickle.
Oh, there's the
Vandegraff
fifth one.
misses, and that is the one thing we probably didn't need was Kelsey Sorensen only got 53 seconds here in the fourth quarter before she picked up her 5th foul. Something that I really thought we were going to be saying a lot this year, Rick, and as Kelsey walks off the floor, we got to tonight it did work out that way, but not very often this year. Kelsey Sorensen did a nice job of being available, staying on the floor for her team this year.
Well, and, you know, a little bit of question is, you know, how Van Sickle got that, or Van de Graaf got that ball to begin with. Misses the first one, so basketball God sort of answered that question for me.
Van de Graaf with 29 points.
Nice rebound by Caitlin Bell.
Basketball gods do what they can to slow her down there, though. And, yeah, Bell with a big rebound. Skyhawks still knotted at 60. Oh, but Evans going to lose it, and she does a great job of holding on to it with her feet. That's a jump ball, isn't it? Or is it a kick because it was her feet?
They're going to give it, it'd be a change of possession for
but is it a jump ball? Because Evans was actually possessing it with her. I mean, she had a hold of it with her feet. It was a tied-up ball.
If anything, if she had possession with her feet and she moved, they would have called a travel, which would have been turnover. So she's got a thing with her feet going on here. Right?
I was going to say, she must have been a heck of a soccer player.
She looks like a soccer player.
Yeah, she does. Mines basketball. We're still tied at 60. 8:47 to go in the game. Been quiet offensively here in the fourth period. Mines with a bucket from Van de Graaf is the only scoring so far. Van Sickle with a bucket too.
It's going to be a turnover.
Van de Graaf going to lose track of that one. Is Stefik on the kick out. Skyhawks again with a chance to take a lead, and these opportunities that Mines is not capitalizing on to regain the lead. Has the feeling of something that could matter down the stretch. Near steal there. Bell picks it back up.
Travel,
the gallery, and she drags her pivot foot.
Well, and again, Lene Billy on the other side of the court. They didn't even look at her. She was wide open for a three, and they're going to kick it to the far side, our far side.
Howery. Josephine Howery, the junior, to Stefik. Stefik in with the left hand. The scoop is good. Mines finally does regain the lead, 62-60. Meisner needs to get it in, and it's knocked back out of bounds by Stefik.
Got to be aware of what's going on in the court at all times.
Skyhawks get a break there. They'll have a chance to inbounds it again. They've got the length of the floor to go. Full court pressure from Colorado Mines now. The team from Golden with a 2-point lead. Nice job by Gallery spinning away from Van Sickle. Van Sickle all over again, and Kate loses it. Slows down with the dribble right after she crosses the timeline. Rick, I know that's something that just drives you a little bit nuts.
Well, it does, and, you know, Kate Gallery is going to be a terrific player, but put the ball in the guard's hands. I mean, that's what they're there for, is to be the quarterback of the team. And
well, if you're going to pick up your dribble, get rid of it, right?
Right, exactly. I mean, pick up your dribble. You're tall enough to where you can look at the court, scour where everybody's at, and get them the ball. And, again, you know, it's the sideline is a defensive player.
Right.
And when you have a player that pins you up against the sideline, it's their advantage, and that's what happened in that situation.
Freshman mistakes lead to freshman learning, hopefully.
Yeah.
Skyhawks only down 2 here.
And
there's
again,
that whole glass half full thing. I'm just going to ride that all night.
That's great. I mean, it is. I think that she's going to be a terrific player. There's no question about it in my mind.
Yep,
men's team walking across the court. It's probably the one of, if not the biggest game since I've been doing games up here.
Well, we thought we had a big one a couple of weeks ago when Black Hills was in town. And yeah, it's even bigger here tonight.
That's an interesting team, Black Hills.
Yeah, they are.
It's the talent and the ability on that team is something.
But I think, you know, the Black Hills women a couple of weeks ago, I think, showed some of the weaknesses of the Skyhawks women's team. I think the Fort Lewis men showed some weaknesses and some ways to attack that Black Hills men's team that other teams have now emulated.
Well, in
down
that
the stretch.
situation, you could see Van de Graaff use her body, more specifically her arm, to clear out. They take a 4-point lead.
Van de Graaff with 31 now.
Wow.
Caitlin Bell going to keep battling with her, though. Backs off, double teamed into the corner. Gallery for 3.
Off the mark.
Boy, she cocks that shooting arm.
Yeah, she actually brings it down
Yep.
to cock it and then puts it up.
Billy out to challenge Howery. Howery drives baseline off the mark there. Billy the rebound. Lene has been stuck on 7 points since she hit a big 3 right before the buzzer at the half to pull the Skyhawks within 2. Billy
Wow.
wants 3 there. It's deep. Evans comes in to sneak the rebound and draw the foul. Ashley Van Sickle gets her on the arm. And Avery Evans has definitely shown an ability to get herself to the free throw line.
Yeah. And that's good because that means she's driving, and that's her game. And, cut this lead to 2. Be awesome.
McGee back in the game. Bell and Gallery to the bench for Fort Lewis.
Seen a lot of the alum from the men's team here in the stands. The boat rights are here, as always.
Yeah, it is filling up on a...
Rick LaRose is here. I mean, this is like a celebrity of Durango
Yeah,
here
it
tonight, right?
is. Celebrity Skyhawk.
Coach Riffalato's here tonight. Dave Presler, former coach, former AD up here is here. 2-point game by Mines.
Hottest ticket in the RMAC. Maybe the hottest ticket in the region, maybe. Skyhawks trail it by 2 here in a women's game that has been more entertaining than maybe people thought coming into it. Van Sickle, nice pass to Howery. She can't hang on, turns around, pops Alyssa Adams in the mouth. Alyssa shakes it off, grabs the rebound, and here come the Skyhawks. Chance to tie or take the lead with a 3. I'd like to see him run Alyssa off a screen, get it to her in the corner, and let her put him ahead. It's going to be Billy
That's
with
a
the
tough
left-handed
shot.
scoop. Boy, she almost got enough spin on that to roll it up over the rim, but to no avail. Stefik the rebound. She's going to push it all the way down the floor. Howery, an 18-footer. That's good. Nice jump shot from Josephine Howery, the junior out of Colorado Springs. Skyhawks trail it by 4 now. 6:06 to go in the game.
You know, you get into these kinds of games, and you got to think you can win. You know, and that's a cultural thing.
Sure. Billy in deep with that one. Can't get it to go. Howery the rebound, and she will be fouled.
You know, that's sort of a little bit of what the football team's struggling with, is the culture of winning and knowing that, you know, you're down by 4 points, that you can
Right.
put the screws to these guys and tie it up and take the lead with some, 3 possessions of hardcore defense.
Right. Yeah, and when you're struggling to score, that's the first thing, right? Let's pick it up at the defensive
bet.
end and see if we can turn that into offense. And let's see what the Skyhawks can do to get back into this one. Down 4. Ooh, that's a tough call on Alyssa Adams.
Really tough call.
I don't know. Woo. You know, Alyssa is still feeling the sting from when Van Sickle poked her in the eye here on a rebound a couple of plays ago.
She's letting the official know.
Yeah, she is.
And that's okay. She can do
she's
that.
a senior. She can get away with things a little bit here tonight. She's not a player who normally chips at officials. But she has certainly got a case on that one. Van Sickle hits the free throw. The lead is up to 5. Now 6. As she hits them both, Sammy Van Sickle now has 4 points. Skyhawks trail by a half dozen. Cervantes triple teamed in the lane, tied up by Ashley Van Sickle. And the court's tilting the way of Colorado School of Mines here as we near the midpoint of the 4th period.
Well, I mean,
You know, the Skyhawks have survived a run from Mines in the first half or so of each period. And then the Skyhawks have pushed late in the half. I think Fort Lewis is the fresher team. But they got to stay close enough here to make it happen. Stefik into the lane, spins, right hand, it's good. She'd been quiet for a while. Stefik now in 19.
19 points for Stefik.
Evans into the lane, Euro
Ooh,
step.
I thought she had it.
Looking for the and 1. Van Sickle's going to pick up her second foul.
Brooke McGee out and Caitlin Bell in. You know, when you make your drive to the basket, you have to continue to the basket. And when you pull up and stop your dribble at the block, chances are something bad can happen.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Go finish.
You got to finish.
Yep.
Even if you don't make the shot, you can throw up a wild shot. You got to finish. And finishing is better than a turnover.
Yep.
Right? At least the last I heard.
Last you checked.
6-point game.
Avery Evans now with 13 to lead the Skyhawks, and there's a turnover. Adams comes up with a steal. Not sure who caused the deflection there. Taylor Nez chases down the outlet pass. Evans skips it cross court. Adams wants a three, just a little bit short. Stefik the rebound, and Adams going to be called for a foul, and Alyssa knows she got her that time. That'll be her third.
That was a great look, though, and that's what they need to do to get back in this game, right? 2-possession game.
4:44 to go. Skyhawks down by 6.
My friend Elizabeth Bussian, who just retired from the college, walked in.
Howery to Van Sickle. Taylor Nez goes down defensively. Now back up slowly. Adams there to help her out. Howery loses the handle, and is it going to be Nez who gets called for the reach there? It is Taylor.
They're in the bonus. Good free throw shooting team. Oh, I should say average free throw shooting team. Their only weakness really is free throws. 68%, 69%.
Howery with 6 points on the night. Mines leads it by 6 with 4:25 to go. Howery misses the front end, and yeah, Mines, I see they lost a 4-point game last night, and if they shot free throws like this, you know why.
Yeah. She's 72% free throw shooter on the season. Knocks down the second. 7-point lead. Fort Lewis has got to get back in it. Time is running out. Not that it's over, but time is running out.
So that high post pass to Bell, and Howery runs through her.
It's going to be
not a bonus situation
not yet. We got to get to the line, right? I mean, that's what kept us in the game, even got us the lead, really.
Just a player to go to the line would be Evans, who just inbounded the basketball. Lene Billy will keep her dribble at the top of the defense. Working against Howery. Howery reaching on her is going to pick up another foul. That'll be her fourth. Good job by Lene, able to keep her dribble under that pressure. Howery's going to check out, and that'll bring Jenna Siebert in, the redshirt freshman out of Parker, Colorado, number 25.
And that's their fourth foul. So next one, we're in the bonus.
Adams fakes the handoff, now backs in on Van Sickle, spins around.
Oh, nice shot.
Tried to bank it up, couldn't get it to fall. Alyssa had the right idea, going to the post to try and score. Van Sickle hands to Siebert. She shoots over a Van Sickle screen. No good. They fight for the rebound. Tipped out. Chased down by Stefik, but she can't handle it as it goes out of bounds. Skyhawk basketball with 3:46 to go, 71-64. Skyhawks have hung around every quarter and put a run on late. They actually led at the end of the first and third quarters, only trailed at half by 2. Trailed by 7 now. Let's see if they've got one more run in them. Adams
there
with
it
a
is.
Nice drop pass down low to Bell. Can't bank it up and in. Van de Graaf there to alter her shot defensively. Van Sickle to Van Sickle. That's Ashley with it on the right side, working against Evans. Mines a bucket here would be a bit of a dagger to the Skyhawks. Van Sickle into the lane. Kick out Siebert. Van de Graaf, I think she changed pivot feet. Kick it back out to Siebert. Siebert into the lane. Bumped a little by Adams. Stefik wants a 3. That's not close.
Let it go.
Rebound out of bounds. It'll be Skyhawk basketball. 3:01 to go. Couple empty trips in a row for Colorado Mines. Skyhawks have to take advantage of one of them, Rick.
Yeah, they do, and that's exactly right, Bob. They need to, this possession, they got to score under 3, down by 7.
Yeah, if they could get it and keep it a 2-possession game, get it to a 1-possession game as the underdog here at home. Bell is fouled by Van Sickle, so that's going to send Caitlin to the line as the Skyhawks get into the bonus.
Well, and the person to foul on the floor
Would be
is
Caitlin.
Caitlin Bell. And on the season, 45% free throw shooter.
First one is
Nice.
money. The seniors have done a nice job here tonight. We saw the big three from Brooke McGee, Caitlin Bell with 8 points, Alyssa Adams with 8 points. Skyhawks stat sheet looks like the men's stat sheets. They've got scoring from so many players, contributions from so many different players here tonight. Caitlin Bell hits both free throws. Skyhawks within 5.
You know, I'd almost
Another
be,
stop here. Mines will be hearing footsteps.
I'd almost be tempted to put Brooke McGee on the court and just go with a bunch of bigs.
Well, and she's a disruptive force too.
Right.
But you know, he's kind of stuck with these 5-man platoons,
Well,
where I
and-
think he's seen something with players working with each other to some extent.
I mean, look at Taylor Nez down low. She's
Working against the 6'2" Van Sickle.
that's a
Gets
foul.
help from Adams.
Totally a foul on.
Is it going to be
Taylor
Alyssa
Nez.
who gets called,
No, I
or
think-
Taylor? It is Taylor.
Hit her on the arm.
So Van Sickle to the line, where the Ore Diggers have not fared as well as the Skyhawks tonight.
Well, and let's see on the Sammy Van Sickle, 63% shooter, knocks the first one down. 6-point lead, 2 possessions, 2:25 left. I mean, you would lose a little bit from the outside, substituting Van Sickle. There's another rebound. That should be,
Nope.
good call
Off
by the
Stefik.
official.
Nice job by Evans to contest that after the rebound got away from her. It looked like Stefik was going to steal it, but Evans able to force the turnover. 2:23 to go. Lene Billy brings it up for the Skyhawks. She's been quiet, only 9 points tonight for Fort Lewis's leading scorer, one of the Armax leaders. Bumped by Van de
There you
Graaf,
go.
and that will send a really good free throw shooter to the line. Chance to make it a 4-point game. Skyhawks doing what they did in the first 3 quarters, staying close and chipping away late. Trying to steal one here from the 16th ranked Colorado School of Mines Ore Diggers. Taylor Nez off the floor. Ember Cervantes back in for Fort Lewis. Sorensen has already fouled out for the Skyhawks. Billy knocks down the free throw. The lead is 5.
Boy, she's got such a bright future here. Oh, my gosh. Comes in, 5th leading scorer, 15.8 points per game. A little bit below that tonight, but guarantee within the next 2 minutes that point total is going to go up.
It sure
right?
could. She's at 11 right now, and yeah, you know the Skyhawks are going to try and get it in her hands, especially with Sorensen out of the game. Billy is going to be option A without a doubt. Stefik tries the baseline, gets turned back by Bell and Billy. Now picks up her dribble at the free throw line. There's Van de Graaf. She's already got 31. They're going to feed it right back to her. Double teamer. She misses that one. And Billy comes away with the rebound. Billy
Well,
and Bell on the double team.
She shuffles her feet before she
time.
takes her
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah, she does. That's one of those, hadn't been called all night. All of a sudden it's going
That's
to
a
get
big
called
shot.
late, and it's going to matter. Bell with a huge bucket there. Skyhawks within 2 with a minute and a half to play.
She went to the basket strong there.
And now you're starting to hear the crowd get into it a little bit. Stefik with it, top of the key. 15 on the shot clock. Oh, a near steal from Evans.
Stefik, a great free throw shooter, 83% on the night. However, tonight, from the free throw line, just 2 of 4. And if she makes one, it's a 1-possession game, right?
1-on-1 situation.
She's got a nice shot. Boy.
Yeah, she does. It's the first one. The lead is 3. 2-possession game as she gets them both. Still a minute 22 to go. Evans will inbounds to Cervantes.
You got to push the ball a little bit because it is a 2-possession game.
Ember dribbles right. Sends Billy into the corner to spot up. He's got Bell on the low post. Caitlin turns into Van de Graaf. Double teamed. Kick out to Billy. Lene fakes the 3. She gets double teamed. Picks it up to Cervantes. 10 on the shot clock. Nice defense from Mines on this possession. Skyhawks have to hurry. Cervantes can't finish at the rim. Boy, I really thought she left it up there and was going to get it to drop. Ashley Van Sickle there defensively.
4-point game, 46 seconds.
20 on the shot clock. Skyhawks looking for a stop here. Stefik, what you don't want to do is let him run it all the way down and then foul him.
Right. You got to stop him.
Siebert down low, and Stefik is fouled by Cervantes. Posting up Ember. That's a nice job by Mines of running the offense, finding the mismatch. Not a lot of Ember Cervantes was going to be able to do defensively down there with Stefik.
Agreed.
Good job by the Ore Diggers with 33 seconds to go, and now the lead is 5. Skyhawks got it to 2. All hope is not lost. Still going to be a 2-possession game even after she makes both of them. Stefik now with 4 straight free throws. It's created some breathing space for the Ore Diggers. Billy wants a 3.
There you go. That was a great shot by Lene Billy. Timeout by Mines. That's exactly what they needed to do. They need to stop here. The shot clock is the same, almost identical to the play clock. So now the question is, do you foul? Do you let him get a shot? You got to play good defense.
You foul. I think you foul. It's a 3-point game. If it's a 2-point game, I might take a chance. I might even see it, and not that we've seen a lot of full court pressure from us. This is where if we were a good full court press team, I might play for the 10-second call.
Trap.
See if you can get a trap somewhere. But I think the best play right here is to deny the ball to Stefik on the inbounds and foul whoever else gets it.
Well,
maybe let Van Sickle catch it.
Van de Graaff is the one that I'm most worried about, quite frankly. Van de Graaff's got 31 points, although Stefik is not far behind. But they're going to want the ball out top. They're going to try and push it down low to Van de Graaff.
They get it to Stefik, and Billy fouls her right away.
Oh, probably not the person you want to
Well,
foul.
like I said, I would have done everything. I'd have doubled her and denied her the inbounds, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you.
She's hit 4 straight free throws. I'd have let anybody else shoot them right now. Besides, Ashley Stefik with 23 points. 5 in a row from the line. No, she can't hit it, Rick. I jinxed her. If she misses this one, it'll still be a 1-possession game. Still plenty of time. 24 seconds on the clock. Back to a 2-possession lead, but only 4 now.
And they're gonna be all over Lene Billy like white on rice, right?
Billy's already calling for a screen. She gets it from Bell. Spots up for a deep 3. Oh, that's in and out. No good. Lene wanted it.
Rimmed it.
Stefik down the floor. They don't want to foul her. Ooh, but they do right as she gives it up. 9 seconds to go.
Yeah, Fort Lewis with excellent effort tonight. And we're probably going to come on a little bit early for the men's game so we can go over some of the ramifications of the game tonight.
And there really are none if the Skyhawks win, right? I mean, there are some
0.
as far as who the 8th seed is going to be, who's going to come to visit. But, it'll get really interesting if the Skyhawks don't win. And then there is interest in those bottom 2 spots in the RMAC as far as who's going to come out of here tonight with them. 4 teams in the mix for those 2 spots right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, if the men win, I'm looking through my just Fort Lewis glasses.
Those are the only ones we have to wear tonight.
Yeah, tonight we do. Everything runs through Fort Lewis. Everything runs through Wayland Gymnasium, Bob Hoffman Court. If they lose, and Mesa's already sort of set, they've played their games, then things run through Mesa because Mesa has the tiebreaker. And we'll get into all of this when we come back for the men's game. We'll come back, like we said, just a little bit early to go over a lot of the different scenarios that are out there.
Well, some possibly interesting first-round matchups for the Skyhawks either way.
Well, it could be Regis.
Don't forget Regis is the team that knocked us out of it last year.
Could be UCCS. It could be South Dakota Mines. I mean, there's so many variables going into this playoff.
It could be MSU Denver coming back.
Could be, yeah. I mean, as of last night, there were 4 teams tied with the identical record. So, it could be this rubric of anybody.
Alyssa Adams wants one more bucket in the Skyhawks uniform. She's going to get a chance to get it from the free throw line with 5 seconds to go. Only a 5-point lead. Stranger things have happened. If Adams can make both of these and then a steal on the inbounds, the Skyhawks could be in business.
You betcha.
Adams' first free throw is up and good. Alyssa with 9.
She had a nice night. This is, I think if I read that correctly, she's right at her career average of 9. She had a career high of 19.
We'll have 10 now. 1 possession game. Timeout, Colorado School of Mines. That's good coaching by Brittany Simpson.
Yeah.
Not taking anything for granted. With 5 seconds to go, the 3-point lead. She knows she's got to get an inbounds pass.
Get an
and
inbounds
basically
pass.
They win. Get and preferably, I think they want it to go to Stefik.
And I'm going to put my fastest players on the court because you got 5 seconds left. And you want to deny that inbounds pass. So you got to get people who are, in the numbers, their eyeballs in the numbers to try and get this inbounds pass and steal to get the ball back for a quick 3-pointer. You definitely want Lene Billy on the court because she's your best 3-point shooter. So Cervantes, Bell, Alyssa Adams, Lene Billy, and Avery Evans. And they're going to get the ball at half court because they called timeout after a made basket.
Yeah, they've used that twice here in the final minute. The inbounds from Van Sickle, and they get it to Stefik. Up top, Van Sickle, and time is going to expire. Colorado School of Mines will win this one.
Luckily.
Yeah, 78-75. They survive here at Wayland Gymnasium tonight. A great performance by the Skyhawks. They send out the seniors.
Great effort.
Taylor Nez, Alyssa Adams, Caitlin Bell, and Brooke McGee go out in style here on Bob Hoffman Court. Don't go too far, folks. The main event coming your way. We're going to take a little bit of break. When we come back, Rick O'Block and I will have the 5th-ranked team in the country, the Fort Lewis College Skyhawks, taking on number 15, Colorado School of Mines or Daggers. We'll be back in a few minutes.